Giovanna Blazewski, Florida A&M star player, MEAC Player of the Year. When anybody talks about this team, they talk about Giovanna. She's the go-to player, comes up with big kills for her team when they need it. Now, first-year setter Jessica Bond was also voted first team All-MEAC Conference. That's a big deal. This is her first year leading this offense for Florida A&M.
Take a look at the Florida A&M starting lineup. The Lady Rattlers from Tallahassee. Southern Division champs. Quite an international group. Jessica Bond, the best setter in the league. They're coached by Tony Triffanoff in his 13th year. He's built a dynasty in the MEAC. You see he's won 8 consecutive conference titles. Meanwhile, Maryland Eastern Shore, champions of the Northern Division from Princess Anne, Maryland. It's a rural setting. Christine Edwards, Whitney Johnson, the outside hitters. And they're coached by Don Metal. 2 years at Coppin State. This is his 3rd year at Maryland Eastern Shore. A pair of 25-win seasons. These two familiar foes are set to battle again for a trip to the NCAA tournament.
I like it. 2 undefeated teams as well.
Florida A&M with the first serve. Whitney Johnson, first kill.
Maryland Eastern Shore starts with a perfect pass. They run a quick offense to the outside antenna. Great kill. I like that fast offense.
2 years ago, back in 2007, Florida A&M ran roughshod over Maryland Eastern Shore. Last year, Maryland Eastern Shore actually had 4 set matches in this championship game. Maria Gomez.
Florida A&M also starting with a good pass. Both teams are going to need to put some pressure in terms of serving on the other team. University of Maryland Eastern Shore, one of the best serving teams in the country.
Romero, the set. Barrera keeps it alive. Romero near side. Blocked out of bounds.
Very nice ball control by both teams, able to stay in system. And what I mean by in system is it's a perfect pass. They're able to run their offense.
Bella Jade Romero, the freshman setter from Texas with the serve. Nice little tip in front. Maria Gomez.
Well executed X play. That means there's a quick setter, a quick hitter, and then the other player crosses behind and hits a slower tempo set.
Maria Gomez, the senior from Ecuador. Lone senior on this roster. Nice dig by the libero. Aguavo. Bella Jade Romero. Woodward. And a whistle, net violation.
Net violation for Florida A&M. Another X-play from Maryland Eastern Shore. Got the blockers in the net for Florida A&M. You see the fake, little follow through with the elbow on the turn by Tennant.
Long serve, teams trading points.
It's a serve and pass game. These two teams are pretty evenly matched. It's going to be who serves better and who passes better.
That was interesting before the game. It seemed like Maryland Eastern Shore much more relaxed than a loose group. Meanwhile, Florida A&M much more businesslike.
I think it's the makeup of the team. Florida A&M is much more international. A lot of players who played at a high level for a long time.
Giovanna Blazewski shows you why she's the MEAC Player of the Year, junior from Serbia.
Now this is a transition play, not a perfect set. Blazewski's unable to get a full swing, but she uses the ball off the hands of the blocker for Maryland Eastern Shore.
10th in the nation in kills per set. The MEAC points leader at 5 per game. Point Florida, AMU.
Bella Jade Romero, the setter for Maryland Eastern Shore, was a back row player. She's not allowed to set the ball over the net from the back row.
Maria Ceccarelli, one of a handful of Peruvians on this roster. They're from all over the map. Idaho, Serbia, Peru, Ecuador, Orlando, Panama City, Tallahassee, and even Columbia, Maryland, which is about 45 minutes away. Karin Victorloff. Romero. Jessica Bond, far side. Blazewski starting to find her rhythm.
Blazewski doing a good job tooling the ball off the block of Maryland Eastern Shore. That's a smart hit.
Coach Tony Triffenoff calls her the hardest hitter in program history.
She's very talented and sees the court well, sees the blocker's hands, and smart to use them out of bounds.
Unforced error, serving error. Kaylin Woodward, the senior from Garden Grove, California. Jump serve. Great block.
Samantha Shakura, number 15 in white, the smallest middle blocker I've seen, but watch her jump. She gets way over the net.
Shakura had a little scare prior to the match during warm-ups, twisting her ankle.
Thank God, it looks like she just walked it off and is feeling pretty good.
She is something else athletically. Listed at 5'9", that may be a little too much. She's more in the 5'7", 5'8" range, a redshirt junior out of Brooklyn. You get the sense already that this is going to be one of those just back and forth, back and forth. It's going to come down to when we get in the 20s who can make the big shots.
The first set is always a little bit of nerves. This is a big match for both teams, a lot on the line. And seeing what each team is going to do against the other in terms of strategy. So I kind of feel like they're feeling each other out, trying to figure out what each is doing to the other.
Barrera with the kill, freshman out of Peru. She's a member of their junior national team. Been playing very well lately.
The elevation by Chikura, number 15 in white, is so fun to watch. It's so great to see an athlete. Watch her get up, and she's 5'7". Most middle blockers are 6 feet and over.
She jumps out of the gym, a track and field athlete in high school. Asked Coach Metal for a tryout. Has given up track and field. She really has that quick muscle fiber. Christine Edwards getting ready to serve. And now a whistle from Corny Galdones, our first referee. Right into the wheelhouse of this Florida A&M team. Too easy for Blazewski.
That was actually Maria Gomez, number 9. Blazewski's now in the back row. Now this is a tough rotation. Maryland Eastern Shore has a setter in the front row, only 2 hitters. Important to side out here.
Gomez again, far side. Great block, near side. A scramble. Maryland Eastern Shore cannot keep it alive.
Maria Ceccarelli, huge block for Florida A&M. She's out there all by herself, but she's a good blocker. Nice hands over the net. We call that a solo block because she's by herself.
Bond serving for Florida A&M.
Florida A&M really trying to move the ball around on their serve because Maryland Eastern Shore only uses 2 passers. So that's a lot of court to cover as a passer.
Timeout. Maryland's the MEAC Volleyball Championships. Quinn Kesnick, Holly McPeak, Florida A&M. 8-0 in the conference this year. They've advanced to 9 out of the last 10 NCAA championships.
Very nice swing by Whitney Johnson. She needs to terminate. That time she had 2 blockers in front of her, found a big seam. Johnson,
an all-MEAC selection, actually transferred from Albany back home to UMES. She's a Prince Frederick native. Zoe Bowens at the serve. Nice block. Tap by Romero. Good reaction off the block. Too long.
Florida A&M's doing a good job attacking the smallest blocker for Maryland Eastern Shore, Bella Jade Romero. That's what a smart team will do. You keep matching up your big hitter against the smallest blocker.
Tony Trifonoff, multilingual. He's got to be to coach this group. Second consecutive shot long.
I said earlier, this is a tough rotation. Maryland Eastern Shore only has 2 hitters because the setter's in the front row. That time they tried to run a back row hitter, just hitting that a little long.
Barrera, the mobile middle with the serve. Another great block.
Maria Ceccarelli doing a great job, left all by herself against Whitney Johnson, who's a big hitter. This is not easy to do. She's lining up and taking a huge area. Nice hands, again, over the net.
Don Metal not like what he sees off of the timeout. He called that first timeout 11-7. Next thing you know, 14-8.
You don't want the set to get too far away from you, so he's trying to make stops early, not too late in the set, and I think that's a good idea.
There's Tony Trifonoff. One thing he has an advantage here is experience. Don Metal, kind of the hunter. He's got a program that's trying to catch Florida A&M, who's really set the standard in this conference.
You're right. Tony definitely knows he's the hunted. He told me earlier, hey, we've won the last 8. Pressure's on us.
Don, a great success story. Started coaching at the high school level in Maryland, ends up at Notre Dame in Baltimore, and then goes to Coppin, and now he's here at Maryland Eastern Shore. And an instant success at Maryland Eastern Shore. In 07, 24 wins. Last year, 25 wins. The question is, can they get over the hump?
Well, he was voted Conference Coach of the Year, which is a big honor. They are trying to get over the hump. This is their chance. They've had a great conference season so far.
What do you think he's trying to do in that huddle?
Well, he's trying to give them a play that's going to get them out of this rotation. This is a tough rotation. Either spread out the offense, tell his team what's open, what's available to them in this situation. I'd like to see a middle attack from Maryland Eastern Shore. We haven't seen a lot of middle, and Tanya Joseph was impressive in warm-ups.
Barrera, jump float. Coach says it's a difficult trajectory. Another good block at the net. Woodward setting, consecutive blocks. 3 in a row? No.
Very nice turn down the line by Whitney Johnson, number 12 in white. She got blocked, hitting that angle 2 times in a row. 3rd time, decides to turn it down the line.
Persistence by Whitney Johnson down the line.
Maryland Eastern Shore is one of the best serving teams in the country, but they're missing too many.
Maria Gomez out of Ecuador. Lone senior on this team, economics major. Hopes to stay in the U.S. after graduation. Johnson far side.
Solid 3-person block. Tanya Joseph, number 6 in white, anchored that in the middle. That was the next play. A fake quick set, and somebody came around behind her.
Whitney Johnson at 6'3", improved her jump serve according to her coach this year. Nicely done at the net by Edwards.
Christine Edwards knew where to put that ball. That's a nice heads-up play on the overpass. Starts with a tough serve. Florida A&M overpasses it. Christine Edwards throws it down.
Edwards kept it simple. Johnson in her best shape right now. She's shed about 20 pounds since the start of training camp. And all of a sudden, Maryland Eastern Shore playing with a little emotion. Edwards with the kill.
Maryland Eastern Shore just figured out that Florida A&M's leaving the line open. You've got to go after that. Jessica Bond, the setter for Florida A&M, is left high and dry. She's got to put her helmet on if they're going to keep hammering that line.
14-8 margin, cut to 15-12. Florida A&M gets the call.
Giovanna Bojewski, nice deep line hit. Watch this. You see it go right past the right hand of the blocker. They've either got to seal the line or dig the line. Seal it with the block or dig it.
Ceccarelli had a hip flexor injury, missed a couple games mid-season. Joseph.
Maryland Eastern Shore needs to get their middle established. I like that they went after that. Tanya Joseph just missed that a little bit wide. They got to keep getting that ball to their middle hitters. It's going to help the overall offense.
17-12. We'll play best 3 of 5 sets. Each set to 25, except the 5th. It's only to 15. You got to win by 2.
Nice quick swing again. Florida A&M's Giovanna Bojevsky, the conference player of the year. Watch her. She's got a big, solid block in front of her. Her arm just accelerates, and that's what great hitters do.
Athletic, strong arm swing, excellent vertical jump. The defense by Maryland Eastern Shore. Wow, what a fortunate shot by Bond.
That's a heads-up play by Jessica Bond. Came over, she was a little bit out of position.
Do you think she can see that out of her peripheral vision?
Well, just deep, the other team was covering their hitter. Get it deep quick, and that was a smart play.
Ceccarelli, best skill is her blocking skill. She offers right side stability. Great block at the net. Woodward.
Kaylin Woodward's the first player in Maryland Eastern Shore's history to have over 1,000 digs and 1,000 kills. Comes up with the big one right there.
19-13. Let's see if her and Victorloff can cut into the lead. Coach Striffenoff talking to official Wayne Clark on the far side. Victorloff. Unofficially 4 service errors.
Maryland Eastern Shore, one of the best serving teams in the country, like I said earlier, but they're killing themselves by missing 4 serves in the first set alone.
Their coach Don Meadow said he wanted to simulate game-like practices this week. The lighting here is a little different and a little lower, and he felt that sometimes on serves, it can impact the jump serve.
Great solo block by Florida A&M. I mean, Pamela Barrera has been putting up some great numbers. She was 5 for 8 in the quarters with 4 service aces and 11 for 19 in the semifinals, hitting .474. She's a hot player in the middle.
McGuaville. The lead is 8. Check that, make it 7.
University of Maryland Eastern Shore attacking Jessica Bond. She's the smallest blocker on the court for Florida A&M. This is a smart set. You see the mismatch. Maryland Eastern Shore takes advantage.
MEAC Volleyball Championships. 2 teams who are undefeated in the conference, playing for a trip to the NCAA tournament. First team, all MEAC, Giovanna Bojevsky.
Maryland Eastern Shore trying to do anything they can to slow down Giovanna Bojevsky, but they cannot net when they're trying to block.
Recruited out of Serbia via a recruiting video. Coach Striffenoff heard she was being recruited by South Carolina, who had seen her play. He knew she was a live prospect. Gomez, well dug out by Maryland Eastern Shore. She'll try again. Blocked out of bounds. Gomez has had a big match.
Maryland Eastern Shore is doing a good job getting a solid block, but they're getting tooled a lot. They've got to make sure they're turning their block back into the court. Those hands need to be aimed towards the court.
Florida A&M 2 points away. Monster hit by Edwards.
Christine Edwards doing a fantastic job attacking that line. There's no stopping them if they continue to attack that line. What Maryland Eastern Shore needs to do now is get some serves in the court and serve tough like they normally do.
Edwards, a sophomore, actually signed with Oklahoma, didn't pan out. Picked her up in March of 08. And that one, finally for Maryland Eastern Shore, is in.
They've missed so many long that Florida A&M just let that ball go. Drops on the back line for an ace.
Deficit is 7. Running out of time. Gomez, little tap. Athletic play by Chikora. look at that. Bond, second time in the set, she's really used her head.
Watch Florida A&M setter over on two. She looked like she was going to run the quick set, just a little side set right into the middle of the court. That's usually open.
Set point in set one. Quick set, net violation by Maria Gomez of Florida A&M.
Nice execution running that middle set. Samantha Chikura is so athletic. Get her the ball. I think Tanya Joseph as well. I think they can really make an impact in this match if they can run that middle option.
Zoe Bowen, sophomore from Long Beach Poly High School in California. And that does it. Set one goes to Florida A&M.
Basically, that was
8 straight trips to the NCAA tournament. Actually won a tournament game. Great block at the net. Good start for Maryland Eastern Shore.
Tanya Joseph, number 6 in white. Huge block for Maryland Eastern Shore. Florida A&M trying to attack the small blocker. Bella Jade Romero also helping on that block for Maryland Eastern Shore.
Zoe Bowen, sophomore from California. It's a long trip to the eastern shore of Maryland. Nice tip. Great effort by Maryland Eastern Shore to keep that one alive.
Great middle transition set by Jessica Bond, the setter for Florida A&M. If you can run your middle in transition, that's ideal. One-on-one block. Barrera with a nice kill.
Barrera, top 30 nationally in hitting percentage. Just a freshman.
Now, if you look at Maryland Eastern Shore's service receive, that they are passing the entire court with only 2 players. So if Florida A&M is smart, they're going to find open areas of the court to get them in trouble.
Whistle near side. Maryland Eastern Shore with the point.
Looked like the referee called a lift call. I thought her hand was fisted, which you're allowed to do, but he called a lift.
Tied up at 2, set 2. Bella Jade Romero. Service error number 6.
Service woes continue. I like the aggressive attitude. I want them to be super aggressive, but don't let Florida A&M off the hook by missing your serve.
Coppin Center in Baltimore, Maryland. This is the MEAC Volleyball Championship. Winner advancing to the NCAA tournament. Glenn Kesnick, Holly McPeak, our entire ESPNU crew. Full day of volleyball here on ESPNU as conference automatic qualifiers are handed out. The NCAA tournament selection will take place November 29 on ESPN News at 3 o'clock. 64-team bracket. It all finishes up in Tampa, St. Pete. All eyes on Penn State right now. You see the smile on the face of Blazewski. She knew she made a mistake, loses her footing. Pennick to the back row. Woodward. Maryland Eastern Shore with the point.
Maryland Eastern Shore doing a good job keeping that ball alive, forcing Florida A&M to make an error.
Maryland Eastern Shore, Don Meadow, telling me today if they win this match, he guesses that they will be sent to Penn State. 7 service errors.
I'll tell you, she bombed that serve, probably missed it by an inch or 2 long.
Here's Coach Meadow in his 3rd year. Coached right here at Coppin State for 2 years. 30-0 regular season in conference last 3 years. This has been the stumbling block. The league's best player, Giovanna Blazewski.
Blazewski continues to show us why she's Conference Player of the Year. She's finding a kill on every swing, hitting a ridiculous percentage. That time hitting kind of a high speed.
11 kills in the quarters. had 21 kills in the semis. Edwards, another Californian.
Big kill by Edwards. Still, when Maryland Eastern Shore passes the ball well, they have two very athletic middles. Get them involved. Open things up on the outside. They're hitting very high percentages when they do get set.
Victor Loff, the freshman from Sweden. Great effort by Romero. Edwards blocked, but out of bounds.
Nice transition play by Maryland Eastern Shore. Great tool of the block.
Watch Romero.
Nice dig on this roll shot by Romero. Good tool.
Victor Loff, second in the nation in service aces. All of a sudden, Maryland Eastern Shore playing with a little more confidence.
Woodward and Chikura came up with a big block for Maryland Eastern Shore. Slowing down the offense, that's important.
Victor Loff, coach telling me early in the year, the verbiage and technology, a little difficult. Both of these rosters an international flavor. Constant communication on court.
When a setter is able to set the ball from the ground over the net for a kill 3 times, okay, once, twice, don't let it happen again. That time, her 3rd kill. Maryland Eastern Shore needs to pick that ball up.
Aguaville, first team All-MEAC libero. The star of the match for Maryland Eastern Shore has been Edwards.
Fantastic, quick swing by Edwards. Look at her elevation, and she sees that line open and snaps it. Very smart swing.
Woodward, Wojcicki, Herrera. Edwards again, denied. Wojcicki deflected. Romero running cross court. Bond, quick set, nice defense by Maryland Eastern Shore. Perhaps the game's best rally comes to a close with Ferreira and a kill for Florida A&M.
Nice defense on both sides of the net. Florida A&M running that middle attack twice. That quick set twice in transition off a dig. That's fantastic execution by the young setter, Jessica Bond.
Wojcicki from Serbia, a junior. Whistle far side. Edwards, another kill.
Edwards gets the kill. Florida A&M a little too overzealous on the block, hitting the net on that block attempt.
Tied up at 8 apiece. Set 1, we were tied up at 7 apiece, and that's where Florida A&M went on their run. Took set 1 25-17. The ladies in orange and green are up 1 set to none. That's 3 of 5 sets. Gomez was so effective in set 1, had been quiet thus far in set 2.
Maria Gomez is fortunate to match up with a smaller block on the right side for Maryland Eastern Shore.
Chikura listed 5'9", she can jump. Romero only 5'6". Whitney Johnson, power shot, far side.
Whitney Johnson has nice power on the ball. She moves the ball around very well.
Topspin jump serve expected from Zoe Bowens. There it is. Good block. Trouble. Maryland Eastern Shore.
Maryland Eastern Shore does not want to serve the libero for Florida A&M Aguaville, but they did on that last play. Ruled the back row attack by the setter.
Nice serve by Bowens. Great block at the net, but out of bounds.
Whitney Johnson and telling you, Joseph, all over that. Again, getting tooled. Big blocks. They got to just turn their hands more into the court so that ball goes in.
Victor Loth, the libero, comes on for Maryland Eastern Shore, and a rare service error for Florida A&M. They have played more mistake-free than Maryland Eastern Shore. Bella Jade Romero, as I say that, another unforced error on a serve.
How many is that, 7 or 8?
I think it's 7. Technique, composure.
It's just focus. I mean, all these girls are great servers. They just need to get the ball on the court. It's important for this, especially the Maryland Eastern Shore team, to get a win here. They're not going to beat a team like Florida A&M without their serving game on.
For Whitney Johnson, 6'3" outside hitter, two-time first-team All-MEAC selection. Wants to get into the medical field, physician's assistant, physical therapy. Could be her last collegiate volleyball match.
Big service ace. That's their second service ace of the match so far.
Up by 2. About halfway through set number 2. Nice defense. Great shot by Bowens. Gomez. Left-right combo of Gomez and Goshevsky.
Maria Ceccarelli actually on this one looks a lot like Maria Gomez. They wear the same haircut, hairband, but that time just slicing it inside the block from the right side.
Edwards, too much power.
We knew the 2 outside hitters for Maryland Eastern Shore would have to have a big night tonight. Some nice swings going over the small blocker, Jessica Bond for Florida A&M.
15 straight wins prior to this MEAC tournament for Maryland Eastern Shore.
That ball just snuck on the inside of the block. When you're blocking, you want to make sure you seal the net so that does not happen. You see this ball just sneaks inside. Woodward and Shakura, their hands are not sealing the net.
How do you prevent that? Just get tighter?
You just slide your hands over the net. You don't, it's not 2 moves, just 1 move over the net.
Edwards, 10 kills.
Nice step by Romero. She's setting a nice fast ball out to Edwards. They're using their athleticism and getting only 1 block out there.
This will be Florida, the Lady Rattlers, 16-8. National RPI of 157. You can say they play the toughest schedule in the MEAC. Wachewski, first-team All-MEAC. She's the best player in the league.
Wachewski is hitting against the smallest blocker, Bella Jade Romero, for Maryland Eastern Shore. They might want to spin the dial in terms of matchups for the next game.
She's only a junior. Tony Trifonoff of Florida A&M said this is a young, inexperienced team, battled through some injuries early. 16, they have 8 losses. Saying they only have 1 true setter, which impacts their practice, and only 1 senior. So look out for this program for the next few years.
Edwards finding the open court on that last play. She saw that angle, kind of an off-speed pet shot. You see Ceccarelli cheat too far back into the court. Edwards' smart shot.
Whistle, and Woodward will talk to our first referee, Corny Galdones. He and Wayne Clark. Woodward passes along a word to Don Metal, who was discussing something with the other official, Wayne Clark. just out of the gym. Too much energy, too much excitement.
You know, this is the second, you know, we're into this match. You know, we're in the second set. Nerves usually settle down. She's going for it. I like the aggressive swing. She's just got to take a little something off of it to keep it in.
Johnson gets tricky, well defended. Countered by Gomez. She's a little trickery herself.
Fantastic roll shot, just right over the blocker's hands by Gomez, number 9 in orange.
3 or 4 times in this match where Florida A&M has used finesse and not power, and it's been effective. Chikura, big vertical.
Pamela Barrera with number 14 in orange, huge block in the middle. She's getting up high against Chikura, nice hands over. Johnson actually covers it, but nobody was ready to play it up.
Yeah, a moment of hesitation, whether it's communication or just recognizing where the ball is. Johnson blocked.
Maryland Eastern Shore getting a little bit too predictable in their offense, going outside 90% of the time, and the blockers for Florida A&M just camping out there.
Don Metal of Maryland Eastern Shore calls timeout to look at Tony Trifonoff.
Florida A&M has some mature players. You can see they from different countries. They've probably played at very high levels, especially the Peruvian players. And Giovanna Blazewski, obviously you can tell by the way she plays, she's very experienced.
That is Tony's wife in the black top on the left, Mariela. She is from Lima, Peru, and she's established this pipeline.
There's the connection.
Barrera's got a bright future. What a shot.
Fantastic pancake dig by Giovanna Blazewski. And then Maria, look at her, she just slides her hand right under that ball to keep it alive. Fantastic player by the Conference Player of the Year.
Both teams undefeated in conference. Both coaches said they have done their best in terms of getting films, getting tapes of each team. Said the last 2 days here in Baltimore, key to really see their opponents play in person in the quarterfinals and the semis. Johnson, blocked. Back to Johnson. Blocked again. Ceccarelli, trouble.
That first play, it looked like Maryland Eastern Shore had too many touches. This is the last play. Florida A&M kept playing, put it in a tough spot, won the ball anyways.
Just selling out for an NCAA bid.
Actually, that replay looked like Maryland Eastern Shore only had 3 touches. We didn't see the whole play, but it looked like there was only 3 touches. Florida A&M did not think so.
Quick set whistle.
Nice set by Romero, number 13 in white. She's the freshman of the year in the conference. She made a nice one-hand back set.
Romero had a club connection in Arlington, Texas, with Maryland Eastern Shore assistant Christina Esteban, played for the same club program. Good block opportunity right now for Maryland Eastern Shore. Johnson, here's the pancake dig again. Nice shot from the back row by Blazewski. Long rally, great dig. Quick set, Barrera.
The libero, Florida A&M, she makes it look easy, but this is a perfect transition dig, allowing her team to run this quick set to Pamela Barrera. Fantastic transition by Florida A&M.
Critical point now, Florida A&M up by 3. Edwards too strong.
This is the rotation that Maryland Eastern Shore got stuck in earlier in the first set as well. Setters front row, 2 hitters.
Don Metal calls timeout. Down 4, second set.
Interesting, the coach talking to the libero instead of the setter and the hitters.
The libero so impactful in terms of defense. Karin Viktorloff, only a freshman from Sweden, playing in her first MEAC championship game.
One of the best servers in the country.
What is a libero? Let's find out.
The libero, popularly known as the one in the different colored jersey, is one of the most unique positions in the game of volleyball. A defensive specialist, limited to playing in the back row, a libero may enter the match at any time without using a team substitution. The libero can replace a player to serve, but must serve in that same rotation position for the remainder of the set. A libero cannot spike or block and cannot set an attack hit using an overhand pass in front of the 10-foot line, but they may set any hitter from anywhere on the court using an underhand pass. A relatively new position in college volleyball, the libero has become an integral part of any team's defensive power.
Back to live action. Point Maryland Eastern Shore.
Beautiful pipe set off a very nice pass. Pipe set is the middle of the court behind the 10-foot line. Edwards with a huge side-out kill for her team.
Florida A&M by 3. Unforced error again on a serve.
Florida A&M.
22-18. Crunch time for Maria Gomez. Dug out by Woodward. Back to Woodward. She finishes.
Caitlin Woodward's had a relatively quiet night, number 11 in white for Maryland Eastern Shore, but comes up with a great pass and then runs off 1 foot, getting a kill. Off serve receive.
Best all-around player in school history, a history major, wants to teach high school and coach. There she is with a set for Edwards, well blocked at the net. Bowens from the back row, great dig. Blocked by Joseph. Wachewski foiled. Edwards out, far side.
Edwards made a very nice aggressive swing, just hitting that just wide.
Tries to go down the line. And the coach makes the call. Florida A&M 2 points away. They took set number 1, 25-17. This set has been tight throughout.
Florida A&M choosing to use a blocking sub, taking their setter out of the game. So another player is going to have to step in and set.
Edwards on target with that kill.
Florida A&M putting their setter right back in the court for side out.
Viktorloff, freshman from Sweden, second in the nation in service aces. That looked long. Romero had to run a long way for that one. Wachewski.
Wachewski got her body around that ball and hit a very, very sharp angle. This is not easy to do, but she saw the block out a little bit wide on her, able to turn that ball sharp, almost a cut shot with power.
Florida A&M a point away from taking set 2. Nice reaction at the net by Bond. Edwards again, whistle. Point Maryland Eastern Shore.
Point Maryland Eastern Shore. Woodward to serve.
Margin is 3, you have to win by 2. Great block of the net.
Bella Jade Romero and Samantha Chikura, solid block. 2 of the shortest players on the court blocking the Conference Player of the Year.
It was Romero at 5'6". Same deal. Oh, she goes with the finesse. And Maryland Eastern Shore, consecutive points.
Nice vision by Samantha Chikura, number 15 in white. She hung and swatted that ball down. She saw Giovanna Blazewski shooting the ball.
Bella Jade Romero at 5'6" with the block and gets in Blazewski's head a little, opting for the little tap.
Look at Samantha Chikura just shooting that, throwing it down with her right hand. She saw it, reached for it, threw it down.
So close to a net violation. Great body control by Kohler Sam out of Brooklyn, New York, redshirt junior. Coach calls her the team comedian. She's one of those who likes to sing on all their road trips, and her teammates say that her voice is not exactly up to par. You know, she's one of those singers. Log on to Facebook today, search ESPNU and become a fan. You can post your best tailgating photos and comments. Show us your school pride on ESPNU Facebook. There'll be a lot of school pride in Tampa St. Pete. It's the NCAA Women's Volleyball Championship heads down south. Big crowds, everyone expecting Penn State, the #1 seed. Are they beatable?
I'll tell you, they're pretty tough. It's an interesting year. Below Penn State, everybody's beating everybody. So Penn State's definitely the team to beat. Everybody else, big question mark.
Set point. And there it is, set 2 to Florida A&M.
Pamela Barrera, number 14 in orange, has been so effective in the middle, but it starts with a pass. Florida A&M able to run that quick attack, and that's because their passing is very strong. Florida
A&M, Southern Division top seed, the defending MEAC champions. They take block.
Solid block again by the 2 smallest blockers on the court, Bella Jade Romero and Samantha or Sam Chikura.
5'6" and 5'9". The tiny tandem, get it done.
Sometimes when you're smaller, you have to work that much harder on technique, and it pays off.
Zoe Bowens. Topspin jump serve, no good. Storyline of unforced service errors continues. Herrera, only a freshman from Lima, Peru. As I said earlier, Tony Trifonoff, his wife, Mariella, is an assistant coach. She's got quite a pipeline down into South America. Gomez is from Ecuador with the kill.
Gomez hitting that sharp angle, catches Whitney Johnson in a weird spot, unable to come up with it.
And she varies her game. Counters her power kill, little touch game.
She's got a very nice roll shot as well. It's got perfect, watch her hand, it's got that nice topspin that brings the ball down.
How much is body deception there? You want to, maintain your rhythm as a kill. You're making that decision when, halfway up?
Well, you want to make sure you go up hard every time, and that really sells it. The defense has to dig in like you're going to hit the hard ball, and that opens everything else up.
And there we see a similar shot. Ceccarelli.
90% of the time that Florida A&M has run an X play like that with a quick hit and somebody coming around behind at a different tempo, they've tipped the ball to the open spot, scoring the point.
Out to an early 4-1 lead, set 3. Great kill by Edwards.
Christine Edwards, that's her 15th kill of the match. When I talked to Coach Don Metal prior to the match, he said the key for us is we need to stay in system. Right now, they're really struggling to stay in system with their passing.
Edwards has got that heavy arm. Rookie of the Year in this league last year. Second team All-MEAC this season. Good block at the net. Bond showing composure. One too many times for the finesse shot by Gomez.
Heads up play by the block for Maryland Eastern Shore. They were ready for that tip shot.
Bella Jade Romero, MEAC Rookie of the Year. Chelsea Pennick at the net. Nice dig by Bond. Good block.
The referee said that ball did not clear the net. Point, Maryland Eastern Shore.
Take another look.
Some nice blocking by Maryland Eastern Shore. Kaylin Woodward anchoring that block outside.
So that one was off the tape, not off the block?
No, you see that ball
actually hits tape,
hit the tape.
And then hands, it looked like it hit after the tape.
Yeah, you're right, but I don't think it cleared.
So the entire ball has to clear?
Yeah. It's borderline. It was tough to call. The referees are right on top of it. They probably had a better angle than we did.
Yes, they did. Good block again by Woodward. And a whistle. Maryland Eastern Shore fights back after trailing 4-1.
That's the same call. He's calling that that ball's not clearing the net.
Good coverage by Bella Jade Romero. Whitney Johnson rejected by Chelsea Pennick.
Chelsea Pennick, fantastic block, number 12 in orange in the middle. She's left all by herself. Solid solo block for Florida A&M.
Coach told me they don't use her much offensively, but she's got that excellent side-to-side mobility, quickness inside. She's a pharmacy major. Good block.
I'll tell you, just looking at stats, we already know Maryland Eastern Shore is one of the best serving teams in the country. Florida A&M, it looks like the better serving team today, and that's really been the difference.
Gomez. Johnson far side. Wachewski, nice dig. Woodward blocked, but out of bounds.
Great use of the block by Kaylin Woodward, Maryland Eastern Shore, big kill.
Whitney Johnson, first team All-MEAC. Transfer from Albany. Wachewski off the block.
Wachewski that time just hitting the seam between two defensive players. We've seen a lot from her, loves to swing. This time that ball's deflected right between the two defensive players for Maryland Eastern Shore.
7 serving 6. Pennick, should be a net violation.
Net violation, Florida A&M. Kind of a funky play. Ball ended up tight to the net. It's on this overpass. Somebody over swings and ends up with their hand in the net.
Great view, no doubt. Victor Loff. Wachewski. Dug out by Edwards. She finishes.
Edwards doing a good job tonight. I believe that's her 17th kill. Attacking the setter, Jessica Bond, the shortest blocker for Florida A&M.
This is Holly McPeak, Olympian, 1990 NCAA champion, Hall of Famer, recently retired. How does it feel to be retired?
Feels pretty good. I still play a lot. I get to watch it all the time, so I enjoy it.
Excited for the NCAA tournament?
I am. I'm really excited. I think it's, besides Penn State, it's a toss-up, so it's going to be really exciting.
If Florida A&M can win in, where typically will a team from a lesser conference be slotted?
Usually in the region closest to them. They get filled in, but, you know, it just depends.
So they could be playing Florida State in Tallahassee?
Most likely.
Quick reaction by Bond at the net. Wojcicki takes a look. This is trouble. Barrera with the quick hands. Oh, Woodward.
I'll tell you, Florida A&M's libero Guaville is fantastic. She's kind of the unsung hero. She controls the ball, runs the court, but that play ended on a Kaylin Woodward slide attack, tooling the blocker.
Guaville, an exceptional athlete, 5'6" out of Lima, Peru, the junior. It's interesting, this week I went over to Towson University to watch them practice. Their assistant coach is Roberta Holhouse, who was Penn State's libero last year. And I was just amazed with her athletic ability watching her drill the athletes there now. Not the tallest athlete on the floor, but just so skillful.
And so important to your team.
Barrera.
Pamela Barrera, double block on her. Maryland Eastern Shore is not surprised they're sending her the ball. She's got two blockers. She's able to avoid the outside block and get a kill.
Well, Barrera will be a star in this league. 6'1" freshman out of Peru. Short serve by Wojcicki. Edwards right into her wheelhouse.
Christine Edwards having a nice night. She's been solid. She needs a little bit more help offensively. You need more of a balanced attack to beat a great team like Florida A&M.
Both coaches in their interviews indicating that she is really the main offensive threat.
Service woes continue for Maryland Eastern Shore.
Tied up at 11, set 3, the MEAC championship. Florida A&M in the orange and green, up 2-0. Winner advances to the NCAA tournament. Selections will be made November 29th on ESPN News. Tournament starts December 3rd. Some great regional action, Gainesville, Minneapolis, Stanford,
Nebraska,
Omaha, Nebraska. That place is crazy. I was watching some matches from Omaha last year. They sell that place out.
Samantha Chikura, great jumper. She's so fun to watch. That time she's able to get on top of the ball and get a kill for her team.
There's Samantha. Look at the great vertical. I mean, she is up there. Former track and field athlete, twisted her ankle during warm-ups. She was concerned. You could just see it visually. A, in pain. B, she didn't know what she would have.
Libero for Florida A&M, so solid. Aguaville just passed that ball perfect off a long jump serve.
Aguaville in the Florida green top. She is the first team All-MEAC libero. MAC leader in digs.
That ball was said to not have crossed the net, so Maryland Eastern Shore gets that ball.
Seemed like he was off the tape. Another unforced error on the serves. Coach Don Metal takes a seat on the far side. He can't believe it. Tied up at 13.
Tanya Joseph, nice kill out of the middle. Great pass by Maryland Eastern Shore to run that middle.
She hit .50 in the semifinals. They call her TJ, the senior from Barbados. Nice block, good hands by Bond. Ceccarelli.
Heads up play by Ceccarelli. Number 6 in orange. She knows what area of the court's open. This is a smart tip to that area. This is the funky transition play where you just got to put it in the spot where they're not. She didn't get a full swing or a full approach.
Gomez from Ecuador. Great shot down the line.
Nice set by Romero to Woodward. Great off 1 foot kill. We call this a slide or a flare. Very nice deep line swing.
Paints the line. Johnson. Unforced error. I thought it was really interesting how national Maryland Eastern Shore's roster is. You think it'd be more regional, and how international Florida A&M's roster is.
You're right. Well, you've got an international coaching staff on Florida A&M, and they're encouraged to, especially Tony's wife. She's recruiting international players from her home country, and the 3 of them are very strong for her team.
Ceccarelli with the serve. Blaszewski, blocked by Joseph. Edwards, blocked by Blaszewski. Woodward, nice shot.
Florida A&M was stuck in a tough rotation because Jessica Vaughn and Giovanna Blaszewski were kind of stuck. Giovanna stayed right. Jessica Vaughn, who's trying to set, was stuck on the left. That time it hurt him in transition.
Jalen Woodward, the best all-around play. We're in Baltimore, Maryland. Quinn Kesnick along with Holly McPeak and our entire ESPNU staff watching Florida A&M. They're up 2 sets to none. We're about midway through set number 3. Giovanna Blaszewski, she is MEAC Player of the Year. This is a Florida A&M team out of Tallahassee, the Lady Rattlers. They've made 8 straight NCAA tournaments. University of Maryland Eastern Shore kind of nipping at their heels, but unable to get over the top today, due mainly to some unforced errors in their service game.
You and I talked about it. 14 service errors so far for Maryland Eastern Shore, only 3 for Florida A&M. Actually, that was the 4th, but you can't give a great team like that 10 extra points. It just does not work.
Too many free points. Takura, junior from Brooklyn with the block, and a quick timeout. Don Medal, what a success story he has been. Started coaching volleyball at the high school level, worked his way up through some small schools in Maryland, Coppin State right here, and now at Maryland Eastern Shore. This is assistant Eric Hammond on the right. It's got to be tough for him, the unforced service errors, because everything else is about 50-50 in this match.
And they've had a fantastic conference season. It all comes down to this one match, and they're not playing like they have been.
Barrera blocked by the combination of Edwards and Takura.
That ball was set a little bit low. Barrera not able to get on top of it like she usually does.
Coach Medal and this UMES program, they haven't lost a conference regular season match in 3 years. But this has been the stumbling block. This is the 3rd consecutive year they faced Florida A&M with a trip to the NCAA tournament on the line. For all your college sports, it's ESPNU.com. Online service is a gateway to the best in college sports content, including all sorts of coverage about the women's NCAA volleyball tournament. Holly will be out at the regionals in Omaha, Nebraska. All culminates December 17th and 19th in Tampa, St. Pete. Penn State, the big-time favorite right now. 94 straight matches they have won in a row. Maryland Eastern Shore coach Don Medal saying if they would win this tournament, he feels that they would be sent to Happy Valley.
Big-time players making big-time plays. Giovanna Blaszewski, 13 kills, 10 digs, hitting a very high percentage tonight, but getting the help from a lot of her teammates.
Point Maryland Eastern Shore. Last year, in set 4, they had 4 match points. They were 1 point away from going to the NCAA tournament. Florida A&M prevailed in the 5th set.
That's cause for a few nightmares in terms of being a player and on the coaching staff. It's really tough. You have to wait a year to get that opportunity again.
Maryland Eastern Shore. Point, Florida A&M. Bond to serve.
Jessica Bond, 5'6" center, Twin Falls, Idaho. Barrera, dangerous in front. Sakura takes care of business.
She couldn't get it done on offense, but she takes advantage of this overdig. Look at the elevation. That's fantastic. And her vision of the court as well.
Somewhere in the 5'8", 5'9" range. Terrific vertical leap. So explosive, just bounces.
Jumping-wise, she reminds me of Angie Pressey, who was an All-American at Cal. Who's now playing on the national team.
A little miscommunication between Wojcicki and the libero, the Guavo. They actually collided.
Unusual because this is a very mature group of players, but you know, it happens sometimes.
Wojcicki from Serbia, Guavo from Lima, Peru. Maybe it was a language thing. Bowens, let serve off the net. Nice shot in the corner. Ceccarelli.
Very smart swing by Maria Ceccarelli, number 6 in orange. She went right to the corner. This is wide open, the way they're playing defense on her. Heads up play.
Maryland Eastern Shore's Don Meadow calls timeout. Teams huddling around their respective coaches. This is Penn State in the 2008 NCAA tournament final against Stanford.
This 2008 Penn State team, one of the most dominant teams I have ever seen. They continue to dominate this year, having a great season as well, trying to three-peat.
94 consecutive wins, which is a women's volleyball record. They could hit 100, which would take place in the postseason. Russ Rose, just an absolute dynasty. Megan Hodge. Texas could be a stumbling block with their star Destiny Hooker, who I've seen as a high jumper in track and field. She is, by my money, the best athlete in all of women's athletics right now. Two-sport All-American. She's unbelievable. Penn State just absolutely loaded. Does the pressure, you think, maybe get to them somewhere along the line, carrying this burden? No?
No, they've been there, done that. They're going for a three-peat. They're hungry. They've established themselves as the elite program in the country right now.
Coach Triffenoff almost on the court. Disagreeing with that call. He has been mild-mannered throughout this match. It's really the first time we've seen either coach protest the call vehemently.
This ball looked long from my view.
This will be a better view.
Clearly long.
Coach had
The referees do not have the replay that we see, but clearly long on our replay.
Timeout now with Maryland Eastern Shore up by 3. This is really the first time, set 1 and 2, they lost the lead somewhere in the low teens. This is the first time that they've led towards the end of a match.
Florida A&M does not look rattled, though. They look very confident, a little frustrated that they're down at this point in the match. In the third set, when they wanted to just try and sweep this match, they had a chance to.
We're at Coppin State University, the west side of Baltimore. Home of Fang Mitchell. The Golden Eagles, their men's basketball team, has made many NCAA tournaments. Closing this building. This is one of the last events to take place in the Coppin Center. They're going to open a new education complex. Big arena, 4,000 seats for basketball, a fitness center, an auxiliary gym, NCAA swimming pool, outdoor track, softball field, tennis courts. It's got everything but a sponsor and a name. A gorgeous facility here for Coppin State and the Eagles for a host of different sports.
This is actually the last official event that will take place in this gym. They're opening their basketball season in the new facility.
So we get to cut down the nets.
We do.
Maryland Eastern Shore up 3, down 2 sets to none. The time is now. Scrambling. Romero sets it deep. Just digs it out. Opportunity for Florida A&M. Good block.
Solid block. Romero and Joseph on the outside for Maryland Eastern Shore. Actually, excuse me, it was Kaylin Woodward, the opposite, number 11 in white, who set up that block.
Woodward seems to be getting better as this match moves on. Ashley Johnson, a substitute for Florida A&M. Nice coverage by Bowens. Aguavel doesn't miss. Good block at the net. That's Ashley Johnson. A little too far in that set. Back set. Bond is so relaxed.
She is. She's got a lot of experienced hitters around her, and she just needs to feed them the ball. Gomez is really good at swinging at that very sharp ball angle.
Jessica Bond, the best setter in the MEAC. Got a host of weapons that she can turn to. Romero, the freshman setter. Wilczewski, the league's best player. What a wonderful shot on the end line. And Johnson too long.
Freshman libero Karin Victorlov for Maryland Eastern Shore kept that ball alive with a nice overhand dig. Let the other team make the mistake. Eliminate the hitting errors and unnecessary serving errors.
Florida A&M up 2 sets to none. Set point for Maryland Eastern Shore. Great serve. Woodward. Yes. Set for Maryland Eastern Shore.
Maryland Eastern Shore did a great job at the end, getting one of their best players of all time involved in the offense. She came up with some good digs. Number 11, Kaylin Woodward, the opposite for Maryland Eastern Shore. Here she gets a nice back set. She's got a huge hole in the block. Actually, middle blocker doesn't even go up. She chops it right inside the defense.
Kaylin Woodward, who wants to be a teacher after her volleyball career is done. She's just extended it into another nice effort by Bowens. And they played off the net, no. Point Florida A&M.
Florida A&M doing a good job using all their hitters on that play.
Maria Gomez, senior from Ecuador. Nice serve. Well dug out by Woodward. Too strong by Whitney Johnson.
Big swing by Whitney Johnson. She just missed that by an inch, but nice heat on it, nice high swing.
Jump serve with some top spin. Woodward blocked. Good reactions by Pennock. Blazewski, what a shot, off balance.
I'll tell you, Giovanna Blazewski, number 3 in orange, in a tough location. Look at the arm speed on that swing. That's almost an impossible ball to put away.
She was able to backpedal and control her body. It was just a great shot and not much reaction time involved.
Net play on that overpass. Chelsea Pennock swung to touch the net on the follow through.
Take a look.
I don't know why she's complaining on that. Probably just frustrated a little bit with herself. Her coach Tony's telling her to just throw it down. Be careful on those tight balls. Use 2 hands and throw it down.
Romero to Woodward. Blazewski, rejection.
Blazewski Blazewski's all by herself on this block. There's a big hole in the block. Pennick doesn't get out there, but Blazewski seals the net, and that's the difference in the block.
Blazewski shows no sign of fatigue, very fit, plays with a smile throughout the match. Trouble.
Kaylin Woodward hustled after that ball, almost ran into our table. Nice hustle.
4-point lead by Florida A&M. They're up 2-1. Winner advances to the NCAA tournament. Brackets will be released on November 29th. Tournament play starts December 3rd. Big shot, Tanya Joseph, senior from Barbados.
Nice quick set. Tanya Joseph, such a good athlete. When they get her the ball high and in a good position, really able to terminate. Very nice turn on the ball.
Karin Viktorlov, the libero, freshman from Sweden. Number 2 in the nation in service aces and an unforced error.
Anytime you give a team like Florida A&M, we're getting close to 20 points now. You know, it's really tough to come back and win.
Yeah, do the math. Guavo, Woodward to Romero, far side, off the tape, saying that ball did not cross the net.
It looks like it's partially crossing, partially not. Florida A&M had a couple, 2 or 3 calls against them for that same play. Referees calling it even.
8-3 lead. Don Metal, Maryland Eastern Shore, senses that this one's getting away, and he calls timeout. His squad down 2-1. Tony Trifonoff, a couple points away. Florida A&M looking for their 9th straight trip to the NCAA tournament. Don Metal calling timeout as his team, his Maryland Eastern Shore team, fell behind 8-3, and they answer the coach's timeout with a critical point.
Nice block by Maryland Eastern Shore. One of the few times they've been able to slow down Conference Player of the Year, Giovanna Blazewski.
Kaylin Woodward with the serve. She's got a really balanced all-around game. Outside, consecutive points for Maryland Eastern Shore.
2 points in a row. That's a good sign for Maryland Eastern Shore.
In conference this year, regular season, 10-0. They won 30 of 31 sets. The North and South divisions rarely cross, so this is kind of new territory for them.
Big kill off the deflection for Florida A&M.
Ceccarelli, Gomez, getting some excellent supporting play.
Barrera as well, putting up some good numbers.
This is their star, Blazewski. Very effective in set 1. She's quieted down a bit.
That ball's just set a little too low. You know, she jumped so high and with adrenaline. You can see that ball's too low for her to snap down and get on top of.
What's her options when she's in midair?
Well, you got to get under the ball, turn it, and put it in an open space. When you have 2 blockers, probably the short tip to the right.
And that's a decision that's got to be...
That's when you make it split second when that ball's too low. Middle blockers hit such a quick set, they have to think really quick on their feet. And if the ball's not in the right spot, they got to know what spot's open on the court.
In your mind, you have option 1, 2, and 3, and sometimes even more?
Definitely, especially an experienced middle blocker.
Nice shot at the net. Good reaction by Romero. Guavo, libero. Outside is Gomez. Johnson rejected. Follow. Yes, Chikora.
Chikora's doing a good job. All those plays that are tight to the net, she's throwing them down. She's getting fired up. A little frustrated with the offense not clicking with her and her setter Romero, but she's going to find a way to get some kills.
Down 8-3 at the timeout is now 10-7. Gomez, nice dig by Viktorlov.
There's the nice high set. Romero worked really hard to get that ball high to Chikora. It paid off with the big kill.
You see some positive energy in the Maryland Eastern Shore huddle. 8-3, all of a sudden it's 10-8.
Starts with a tough serve, and then on defense, only one block, the smallest blocker, but in transition, nice quick set to Sam Shakura. Look at this, nice. She gets on top of the ball. Her whole head is above the net.
See something else, redshirt junior from Brooklyn, New York. Coach calls her the most underrated middle blocker in the conference. 13th in the nation in hitting percentage. Former track and field athlete, now focusing exclusively on volleyball.
I do a lot of matches all over the country, and we're seeing a lot of big girls in the middle these days. 6'3" is the norm. So to see someone 5'7" who's doing a good job blocking balls, getting kills for her team is very impressive.
6'3", that's high altitude. Shakura's got the leaps. Down 2 in this fourth set, down 2-1 overall. Christine Edwards, sophomore from Lakewood, California, 3-time Player of the Week in the conference. Quick set, Victor Loff with back-to-back digs. Net rattler. Didn't get over the net. Whitney Johnson saying, no, I didn't touch it.
Karin Victorloff, the libero for Maryland Eastern Shore, coming up with some big dig. Florida A&M making a couple errors, letting Maryland Eastern Shore back in the match.
It appears as if Victorloff has settled down. Here's that last call. You see Johnson, excellent call by
the officials.
Yeah,
I do not think that ball passed the net.
Edwards long. If you're just joining us, unforced errors on serves has been a huge storyline for Maryland Eastern Shore. Losing set 1, 25-17, set 2, 25-23. They're in the teens in terms of unforced service errors. Johnson power.
Nice pass by Maryland Eastern Shore, able to run that super quick ball out to the pin. And what I mean by pins is I mean antennas. Really spreading out the offense. Watch how fast this ball goes out. The middle blocker Barrera has no chance to even take a step.
Systematically, seems like they're starting to be a little more efficient in what they want to do.
And that was their goal in this match.
Too easy. Barrera.
Pamela Barrera doing such a good job, giving her setter a nice target, staying behind the ball. It all starts with a good pass, but right there, nice swing by Barrera.
Johnson. Hennick to Gomez. Nice play by Woodward again. Johnson, well done.
Nice decision by Whitney Johnson to change the speed. A nice little top spin, goes down for a kill.
Maryland Eastern Shore down 1. Bella Jade Romero with the serve. Too strong. Florida A&M says it was tipped. Not going to get the call, and now we're going to have a little talking to.
Actually, on the replay, it looked like there might have been a touch on that first replay. Can't tell on that one.
Can't tell. Definite emphasis on sportsmanship. And you'll see that throughout the NCAA tournament. Gomez, senior from Ecuador. She's the lone senior for Tony Trifanoff.
Gomez having a big night. She's been hitting that sharp angle. This time goes off 1 foot, tools the block of Maryland Eastern Shore.
Florida A&M right now, 157 RPI out of 330 schools play women's Division I volleyball. They bring back everybody next year. I mean, is this a team that can get near maybe 50, 75 best in the country, you know, into that top 100?
Possibly, yeah. It's all about getting better as a team. They're both relatively young, have an opportunity to improve and hopefully do some damage in the NCAA tournament.
Now you see the emotion. Maryland Eastern Shore bringing it right now. Up 1.
Through the triple block. This is a nice transition set. Christine Edwards with her 20th kill of the match.
Waszewski paints the corner.
Waszewski has such nice arm speed. It looks like she takes a look, then speeds up her arm.
Number 8, Rebecca Prado, replaces number 12, Whitney Johnson.
She sees the opening between those two defensive players. Point Florida A&M.
Junior from Serbia, recruited by videotape. A bunch of SEC schools were on her trail. SEC schools. The lead goes back to Florida A&M.
That ball was a little bit too tight. Edwards did not have a lot of options to keep that ball alive for Maryland and Eastern Shore.
That is Holly McPeak, recent inductee into the Volleyball Hall of Fame, NCAA champion with UCLA back in 1990, Olympic medalist. Quick Kesnick, this is the MEAC Volleyball Women's Championship. Third straight year these two teams have met. Florida A&M, they're the kingpin of the conference. 8 straight trips to the NCAA tournament. Victor Law for Maryland Eastern Shore. Pennick, too strong. Wants a tip, doesn't get it.
I'll tell you, when Maryland Eastern Shore keeps that ball in the court, really giving themselves a chance to stay in this match. Nice quick set, 2 blockers right on it. That ball hit just long.
Perfection for the Lady Rattlers. Starts with a guavel, ends with Waszewski.
You're very right. When you can get a pass like this, your offense is perfectly in system. Waszewski has such nice arm speed. That's her 16th kill of the night.
16 kills, we're knotted up at 16.
Maryland Eastern Shore getting that ball high enough for Shakura. That's the key. Another kill for 15 in white.
1-point lead. Waszewski off the net. Nice dig by Victor Law. Edwards, yes, she was terrific in the first 2 sets. A little quiet in set 3.
Edwards making some good decisions when to use the off-speed shot. Nice dig with only 1 blocker up, and then Edwards kind of a fast roll shot that just drops too fast for the defenders.
What's her thought process there? Is she sensing that there's a solid block in front of her?
Well, one of Christine Edwards' strengths is that she goes in hard every time. So she's selling the defense that she's going to come in and hammer that ball. She gets enough topspin that it drops in front of them while they're dug in for the hard hit.
Home Depot ESPNU College Football Awards returns to ESPN Thursday, December 10th, 7 Eastern, live from Disney's Boardwalk. It's the most prestigious awards in college football. Disney Spirit Award, the Home Depot Coach of the Year. Activity started 6 o'clock, the red carpet show on ESPNU. Tim Tebow, Colt McCoy, Taylor Mays, a great safety out of USC. How about the freshman running back from Pitt, Deion Lewis, Noel Devine of West Virginia, and Clemson's C.J. Spiller. College football, everybody heading towards the BCS championship game and bowl games. Women's volleyball, all eyes are getting into the NCAA tournament.
Right around the corner. Pairings announced next week, like you said.
November 29th, 3 o'clock on ESPN News. It's a 64-team bracket, regionally selected. Those regionals to be seen right here on ESPNU. Great action from Minneapolis, Omaha, Stanford, and Gainesville. Play heating up. How about that point?
Bella J. Romero, the smallest player on this side of the net for Maryland Eastern Shore, gets her hands up in the right spot, and that's the difference. Big block for number 13 in white.
Small but emotional crowd. They've made the trip here about 3 hours from Ocean City. Maryland Eastern Shore up 3. Barrera blocked out of bounds.
Pamela Barrera is definitely a force to be reckoned with. She is fired up. Big kill. When she gets that ball high, really hard to stop.
Victor Loff has really settled down. Shakur gets too much of that one. Didn't get on top of it.
She just didn't get on top of it. I think that ball was set high enough for her, so that was a good thing. Romero lifted the ball, got it high enough. Shakur just needs to work on getting her wrist on top of the ball a little bit more.
Edwards with the power shot. It's Gomez, the senior, the lone senior.
I love that Florida A&M has so many different weapons they can use. Gomez does a nice job attacking the small blocker, tooling her out of bounds.
Gomez, the left side outside hitter, started off as a middle blocker. Struggling with injuries this year, healthy now. Tied up at 19. Check that. Point, Florida A&M.
Florida A&M serving the ball extremely well. Getting Maryland Eastern Shore in some passing trouble. Now it's officially crunch time for set 4, 20 all.
Welcome to crunch time. Serving has been an adventure for Maryland Eastern Shore. Good serve. Gomez, strong.
Gomez attacking again, the small blocker Romero for Maryland Eastern Shore. That's a smart, experienced swing. She just goes through the block of Romero.
Florida A&M by 1. Oh, how about that? Fortunate for Maryland Eastern Shore, just off the tape.
Maryland Eastern Shore doing a good job taking care of it, though, going to the open court. This is just a trouble play. Maryland keeps it alive and gets an overpass for the point.
We're playing for an invitation to the NCAA tournament. It's the MEAC Volleyball Championship. Set 4, Florida A&M leading 2-1. And another point for the Lady Rattlers.
Again, Gomez coming up with a big kill in a very tight set. Maryland Eastern Shore had a chance in transition to block this ball. Tanya Joseph just needs to scooch a little over to her right to get in front of that ball.
Don Metal calling timeout. Set for play to 25. You must win by 2. Rally scoring. He is out of timeouts. Discussing lineup and strategy with his assistant, Eric Hammond.
If University of Maryland Eastern Shore can take this to a 5th set, it's really anybody's match.
He has done a great job building this program. Spent 2 years here at Coppin. He's a Pennsylvania native. And really has an ability to recruit nationally. Surprising. You know, Maryland Eastern Shore, rural setting on the eastern shore of Maryland. It's out there. It's by the ocean. Got a bunch of Californians, Texas, Brooklyn, New York, Barbados, and Sweden. I guess if you want to play Division I volleyball at a high level, and you'll find schools.
Oh, definitely. There's so many great Division I college programs looking for talented players who want to play. Lots of opportunities for women out there who play volleyball.
All right, out of the timeout. Johnson.
Nice speed at that step by Romero to Johnson, and she just terminates down the line.
Coach Meadow making a sub now. Victor Love comes on. They think offensively. Service error by the freshman.
Over 20 service errors in this match for Maryland Eastern Shore.
2 points away. Johnson tied up at 23.
Again, nice pass, nice set to Johnson. Good in-system kill.
We got to take a deep breath.
Not you take a deep breath. Maryland Eastern Shore, they're right there. Chance to push this to the 5th set. 2 missed serves in a row.
Back-to-back service errors. Championship point. Maria Ceccarelli, freshman from Lima, Peru, to serve. Woodward, ball tips off the net. Giovanna Blaszewski, Tony Tripanoff, Jessica Bond, and the Florida A&M Lady Rattlers. 17 wins this season. They go back to where they belong, the NCAA championships. I want to thank our entire crew. I want to thank Holly McPeak, who's back to California, seeing the NCAA tournament. Look forward to watching. This has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. Florida A&M, the Lady Rattlers, in 4 sets, NCAA tournament bound.